In the field of speech-language pathology, violation of the Code of Ethics is considered especially horrible. In the American Speech and Hearing Association, the dedicated members who review these sad violations are part of an elite squad known as the Board of Ethics. These are their stories.
Hey, she had a great session, but I'm a little distracted because my lease ran out and I'm probably gonna have to live in a hotel yeah, I don't have any money. I'm probably gonna have to live in my car, so.
Well, you can live with us.
Really?
Yay, we can be roomies.
Oh, MG, that sounds awesome.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
So how's it going?
Not great. You know, I got a lot of debt and I'm being evicted from my apartment, so.
Yeah, well, consider this a loan.
Thanks. Check out my new room. This bed is super comfy. Oh my gosh, I love living with my client. #free rent. And check this out. My client has the cutest dog ever.
Letterhead. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that one looks legit.
Are you Danny?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Kate Moore,
Hi, my name's Corinne.
and we're from the ASHA Board of Ethics. We know that you were the initial person to complain about Lori Sorensen to the North Dakota State Board of Examiners on audiology and speech-language pathology, and we just wanted to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay, sounds good. Can we start by getting your first and last name?
Sure. Danielle Kidd.
Thank you, Danielle. Can you tell us a little bit about what happened?
Yeah, so it started with Lori talking to the family in the lobby about how she didn't have anywhere to live and how she was running out of money. And then the mom offered for her to stay at their home, which I thought was a little weird. I also noticed when the mom was signing out, she handed Lori like a handful of money and told her that it was a loan. And then we talked for a little while, and she was telling me about how she enrolled the mother in services here, even though I didn't really think that she needed services.
Can we get some clarification about the timeline of everything? So the first thing that happened was her living together, and then what happened? Was it the loan first, or was it the services?
She was enrolled in services before she got the loan.
Okay. And can you tell us a little bit more about these letters that you saw?
Yeah, so I was going back to use the copier, and I saw a letter on the copier with a letterhead that I didn't recognize. And it had information about a client that had already been discharged. So I thought that was a little bit weird. So I took it and made a copy for it myself because I thought you might need it.
Would you happen to have a copy of that? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else that you witnessed that seemed unusual?
No, I mean, just Lori talking a lot about how she needed money and bragging about how she had a place to stay. She also showed me Snapchats from about how she was staying at her client's house. I think they were at the client's house too.
Interesting. You don't happen to have any record of her Snapchats, do you?
Yeah, I have the videos on my phone. I can show you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. I think that's all the questions we have.
Thank you for meeting with us today. We have some questions to go over with you since we are conducting an investigation. Can I start by just confirming your first and last name?
Lori Sorensen.
Thank you, Lori. I'm going to start out with just a couple of questions here. Could you tell me a little bit about your current housing situation?
Yeah, I'm living with my client and their parents. But it's not like that. I didn't have a place to stay, and out of the kindness of their hearts offered me a room. So I'm like not gonna turn away a free room.
Okay, I got you. Okay, can you tell me a little bit more about a loan that you accepted?
Okay, I mean, that was just like some side cash. I don't know, I was just talking about how I'm not doing that great with, I got some debt, and they, again, out of the kindness of their heart, just gave me some money. And I'm not gonna just turn away free money.
Is it not also true, Miss Sorensen? Excuse you, can you show a little respect to us? We are from the Board of Ethics. You have already had your North Dakota license retroactively revoked. What do you think is going to happen to your ASHA licensure? Let me repeat my original question. Is it not also true that before you received a loan from the client's mother, that you had also coerced her into receiving therapy services?
Oh no, I did no such thing. I did not coerce her, and I never gave her services.
It's not what your coworker said.
No, it's not.
Tell us a little bit about these fraudulent letters.
I plead the fifth.
Well, that's all she's got to say. I think I have no other further questions. What about you?
I think we're done here.
Okay.
So now that we've collected all the relevant information, what do you think we can charge Lori with?
Well, I don't think that she did any violations under Principle of Ethics 1 or 2, but I think there is something to be said about Principle of Ethics 3 under the Rules of Ethics B. It says, individuals shall avoid engaging in conflicts of interest whereby personal, financial, or other considerations have the potential to influence or compromise professional judgment and objectivity. And let's be real here. She not only lived with her client's family, which is crossing that personal boundary and getting rid of the objectivity of the situation by having too close of a personal relationship, but we have that financial aspect that's being compromised as well because she's borrowed money from them. I mean, anytime money gets involved with stuff, it's not good.
Yeah.
So, she's really losing her professional judgment and objectivity by putting herself in such a position.
I agree with you completely. We really need to maintain those professional boundaries, and she definitely violated it.
Yes. I don't see any other of the rules of ethics in 3 that are possible violations. What about you?
No, I don't. Moving on to Principle 4, let's see here. This outlines in a way that's worded like this. Individuals shall uphold the dignity and autonomy of the professions, maintain collaborative and harmonious interprofessional and intraprofessional relationships, and accept the profession's self-imposed standards. So basically the reason why we have this is because once again we really need to maintain those professional boundaries to maintain the efficacy of SLPs nationwide.
Right.
We want people to take us seriously.
Right. We also want to make sure we have good professional relationships as well. I think even from Rules of Ethics A, like right off the bat, there's a violation.
Okay.
Individuals shall work collaboratively when appropriate with members of one's own profession and or members of other professions to deliver the highest quality of care. And I mean, with her making those letters, I mean, that letter was on company letterhead for that law firm. It was a real company, even though the person's name was a made-up name that she just on the whim created. The fact that the law firm actually exists, it's breaking this, professional relationship down. What happens if that law firm, found out about it, or somebody went to them asking about what's going on? I mean, their whole credibility is cut into by her misrepresenting them. So it's breaking that relationship and really prohibiting them from having high expectations of SLPs.
I agree with you completely.
What else do we have?
let's see here. I think we could maybe charge her with Rules of Ethics C, which says that individuals' statements to colleagues about professional services, research results, and products shall adhere to prevailing professional standards and should contain no misrepresentations. And as we've already said before, we do have misrepresentation with the company letterhead of the law firm, but also she falsified documents suggesting that the client needed to continue therapy when it wasn't actually necessary.
Yeah, and not only that, but she coerced her client's mother into having therapy when she didn't even need it. So, you know, convincing the client and then convincing her colleagues also that that person who didn't need therapy needed it.
Yep,
It's horrible.
totally agree. Anything else you see?
Yeah, right under that, Rules of Ethics D, individuals shall not engage in any form of conduct that adversely reflects on the professions or on the individual's fitness to serve persons professionally. I feel like everything.
I have to completely agree with you. Let me see here. What can we add to the list? Again, with the fraudulent letters, accepting residence with a foster family of a client, accepted a loan while living with the client.
Yeah.
This is unacceptable.
It's unacceptable. It's adversely reflecting on the profession. If people find out about that, they're gonna think badly about SLPs.
Yeah, yeah. Right underneath that, let me read this out to you. It's Part E. Individuals shall not engage in dishonesty, negligence, fraud, deceit, or misrepresentation. And this woman just had every single point.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, the dishonesty, she testified falsely. Can you believe she tried to lie to us? Ugh.
Unbelievable. You know what? I want to charge her with as much as possible.
Oh, me too.
All right.
Definitely.
So in that case, I'd like to continue by seeing if she's in violation of Part F, which says that applicants for certification or membership and individuals making disclosures shall not knowingly make false statements and shall complete all application and disclosure materials honestly and without omission. What do you think?
You know, like, I'm right there with you. I want to charge you with as many things as we can, but that first part of the sentence saying applicants for certificate or membership, I don't think she qualifies because she's not applying for membership because she already has membership with us.
Okay.
So I don't think that this is actually a true violation.
Fair enough.
Maybe G though. Individuals shall not engage in any form of harassment, power abuse, or sexual harassment. I mean, those letters, that's harassment, you know?
Well, I can see your point when it comes to creating these letters with threats of retaliation. However, when I think of harassment, I think of something that's continuous, it's immediate, it's life-threatening, and I just don't think writing a letter like that will stick.
Well, let's look at the terminology section of the Code of Ethics and see if they have a definition for harassment.
Okay.
And they don't even have one.
Sometimes they word things so carefully so that we can take into account specific scenarios and make the best judgment.
Yeah, and now that you brought that up about what your definition of harassment is, I guess I can see how in this situation the letter was worded in such a way that even though it was kind of coercing, it wasn't necessarily harassing enough.
I see your point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think we can charge you with that one. Are there any other ones that you think we can charge you with?
I think we've gotten everything that we need at this point.
All right, well, let's go finish finalizing our notes and then we can present it to the rest of the board.
All right, I look forward to finishing up this report.
Oh, me too. I look forward to the sanctions.
All right.
Yeah.
Ms. Sorensen, what do you have to say to these allegations?
I don't know. My lease ran out and it just seemed like the right thing to do. I didn't have anywhere to go and my clients offered and I decided to live with them. Now, I know it's not the best idea.
How do you respond to the fraudulent letters?
Yeah. I plead the fifth.
Based on the evidence that has been presented, I have decided on the following sanction: revocation of membership and certification for 12 years, effective immediately.